Okay, give me a second. You know how I always got to check my stream because apparently half the time it never works. It says it's working. Now, let me see if I toggle over if it lets me work. It says it's working. Now, let me see if I toggle. All right, let's see. And bam. Okay, it's working perfectly. Perfect. All right. Anyways, I wanted to get into something about what I saw a few times over the holiday. And it's these people out there that are scared. It's scared. They're very, very overwhelmed, and they think they have to be careful with everything they say and everything they do in their lives in what's considered a free country. Okay? Even though we know it's not. But because they allude to most people in this country that it is free, people need to express that freedom in many ways. And this fear of people being like arrested, you know, and stuff like that. I said to somebody, I said, why aren't you going out to, you know, confront these crisis actors? Why aren't you confronting these Masons? You know, I've done it before. Oh, you're trying to get me arrested. Well, wait a second. How are you going to get arrested for confronting people that are doing wrong things? If you can back up what you're saying, if you've done your research, if you collected data, you should be able to go to court, show that data, and therefore, they can't really say anything, can they? And that's actually the whole idea of what we want to happen. We want them to arrest people. I want them to arrest me for speaking the truth about one of these bullshit events so I can go to court and prove it. They don't. They're scared of that. That's exactly what they're scared of. So you don't have anything to fear if you can contain the truth. If you have that truth, not just in your head, but written down, documented, they can't do a goddamn thing to you. And people are scared. Oh no. Okay, so let's say, all right, let's not do anything ever. We're just going to create a meme. Not do a damn thing. Not going to do a thing. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? You want to know what's going to happen? You know, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get things like this red flag law, where 114 petitions and warrants were served for gun removal in Maryland since October 1st. That number is already almost doubled in Maryland. A whole bunch of other states all over the place are adding this. On this map, you don't see Texas. Texas plans on adding it, and so many others. Okay? Pennsylvania. Probably why we've seen recent false flag in Pennsylvania. Okay? And these other places. So, you have to be concerned. When you have places like the Giffords Law Center that are pushing for the removal of guns. And if you can even see in their photographs here, they're getting the youth to rally behind this. And the reason why they are is because they can eat. And look at all these communist fists that they're holding up and shit like that. These kids don't even know what they're doing. That's why they're targeting these kids to influence their parents and other people, because their minds are so moldable. And nobody's doing anything to stop them. You know, we're literally going to lose our guns because of stupid kids. You know? They are brainwashed to believe that these shootings are real. And we're going to lose our guns over it? You got to think about this, you know. When you see like Giffords and her husband are, you know, big time Masons, you know, these are people that are at the forefront of taking our liberties away, and nobody's doing anything about it. You know, people like the Giffords need to be in jail. What they're doing is subversion, communist subversion. If we had a legitimate FBI, they would be arresting these people. If we had a legitimate FBI, they wouldn't be helping things like that, event in Connecticut where they lied about children dying. They would be arresting those people. But we don't have a legitimate federal agency that upholds the law. It's a scary time. And yeah, you know what? People could get arrested out there for, doing the right thing. But do they really want to arrest you? Don't you think they might be concerned about creating a martyr? They don't want their lies in court. They know they can't defend their lies. Do you think they can defend any of those school shootings? They can't defend them. So, yeah, you're going to have to stick your head out if you want freedom. And here's the thing. If you're not willing to do that, then shut the fuck up. Shut up. Don't talk. You're not worthy of freedom. You're not worthy of freedom of speech if you can't stand up for your right to freedom of speech. If you're scared of a police officer, you're scared of a Mason, you're scared of the New World Order or the Illuminati or one of those other losers, those little bitch groups, then you're a bitch. You're a straight up bitch. Yeah, I'm an asshole. I understand that completely. I'm fine with it. But you want to know something? At the end of the day, I can sleep knowing I try. I'm going to die knowing I did some things to at least try to change. I don't expect to change the world. Actually, I know I probably won't be able to change much at all. But in my conscience, it's clean. It's clean. Knowing that I fought for the right thing. That I fought against evil. You're not fighting against evil if you're going to sit there and, I'm scared, oh no, they might get me, shut the f up. You little bitches. Yeah, see, I would understand an excuse if you were housebound in a wheelchair or something like that. That, hey, Jerry, I want to fight, but I'm having trouble get out of the house, whatever it may be. That, yeah, so that's understandable. But if you're perfectly capable of getting out there and doing something and you don't, well, then you're a bitch. Then you're a bitch. And it's not going out there to go shoot nobody or fight nobody. It's out there to stand up for what you believe in. It's like that old Norman Rockwell picture where they had the town hall meeting and the one guy, the one farmer stands up, speak his voice. There's nothing illegal about doing that. Except for your fear that, well, somebody in the community might think I'm a conspiracy theorist, or somebody in the community might think, I'm crazy for saying that, that these mass shootings are organized by, Homeland Security. Somebody might think, well, you're nuts. So what? You're telling me what other people think of you is more important than, well, your children or your grandchildren having a future that is not totally just controlled to the extent of insanity? No, I'm sorry. That's not an excuse. I wish there was a Masonic lodge in my town. That shit would have been, oh my God. I feel sorry for those Masons. If there was a Masonic lodge in my town. Feel sorry for them. Just imagine that. I don't have one. Don't have one close. If I did, well, they'd get my 2 cents. But there are people out there that have them. Most areas aren't like my area. Most have them all over the place. I've had to travel far running from these Masons. When they do come after you, they do come after you. Yeah, yeah. It's a pain in the ass. You want to know why? Out of all of it, I wish I fought harder. I wish I did more, because you want to know what? They are bitches. They are bitches, and they don't want this stuff in court. That's what it comes down to. As much as people are afraid of them, it's that fear that they create. And what I've learned is that's the biggest mistake you can make, is allowing them to make you fear them, because they are nothing but bitches. Quivering little losers and liars. And they know they're liars. They know. They know they're liars. They don't want this shit in the public. But if you want something to change, don't sit there and cry about it if you're not willing to do something about it. You know, I mean, comes down to it. You know, we got crisis actors all over this country. We should be staking out their houses, following them to the stores, knowing, putting it online what time they went to get their mail. I mean, these people need to be tracked. They're evil. They're screwed up. But, people will jump on the next false flag, the next big story, totally forgetting about the lie they were just deceived on. Not recording a thing. And that's a big mistake. Because what I've said in the past is, you know what? They're going to do these things so many times that even if they come out, what are they going to do? They'll come out and say, hey, well, it happened so many times, we can't just arrest them all. What are we going to do? Let it go. It's game. It's game. They know what they're doing. If we don't put a stop to it, you know what? They're going to do worse things to take more. And they're coming for the guns. You got Donald Trump out there supporting the red flag law. He is supporting the taking of guns. And I want to hear, oh, God sent Trump to office. Trump is Jesus bullshit. Fuck that. The guy is not even a Christian. He studies the Kabbalah. He's quoted as writing it in his own book. His favorite teacher was his Kabbalah teacher. The guy is not a Christian. God didn't send him here. Satan sent him here. You want to know who sent him here? Satan. That's who. Just like Obama. When it comes down to it, the only people that sent him here are the rich people. And they sent goofballs like him and Obama and all these other goofballs up there to make fun of how stupid the people are and how weak they are for not standing up. That's why they get there. That's why they're in there. That's what it comes down to it. Come on. Look at Trump's wife. I mean, there's no easy way of saying what she is. But, $2, you know what, is probably the best name for her because, all you gotta do is look at the history, look at the pictures. Anyways, I just want to touch on that because it drives me crazy. I see so many people so scared. All the shit I said and done, and do you think I even lock my doors? I don't fucking lock my doors. I don't got deadbolts in mine. I don't fucking care. They ain't coming. They're scared of me. When it comes down to it, when you contain knowledge, they're scared of you. They are scared of you. When you know what they lie about, how they lie about, where they come from, they become scared of you. But until somebody out there is willing to really figure out something to stand up to these people, and it really is not going to take much to get this stuff out in the open by standing up. But somebody needs to stand up, because one person does, then another, then another, then another. That's when you can see real change. But being scared is unacceptable anymore. It's like every time there's a presidency, yeah, you can understand it. All right, maybe there's some hope that this new guy or this new person is going to change things and do things right. But soon as they do something wrong, you have to have the ability to say, hey, no, sorry. No, I'm not going to allow myself to be fooled again. I mean, in theory, you shouldn't even be believing in these people in the first place. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't take an awake person to figure out that they've been lied to. When somebody says they're going to do this, they don't do this, or they do the opposite, they lie. You know, there's not really any solid evidence. There's no actual pictures or video or you know, that type of thing for hearing about these elites eating babies. But one thing there is, and that's tons of evidence, that children are starving in Yemen. They're starving. And just as bad as eating babies is starving babies. You know, I think babies should be well taken care of, spoiled, loved, and, you know, that stuff. Not eaten or starved or any of that other shit. And I don't really care what your theory is on whatever. Don't really matter. What I look at is, yeah, there's starving babies in Yemen, and Donald Trump just sent Saudi Arabia all kinds of weapons and all that shit, along with Israel. And yeah, you cannot support the murder via starvation or bombing and shooting of children anymore. It's not okay, you know. Be nice if Trump turned around and saved some people, but he's not. He's killing them. That doesn't make him a good person. He's supporting the murder and death of children. Now, you can hate Muslims. You can hate different kinds of people. You can hate all you want, right? That's your freedom. I don't believe in it, but that's your freedom. But when it comes to children, children don't even know hate when they're young. So therefore, you cannot hate children no matter what color they are. Brown, white, green, whatever. You cannot hate children. And you cannot be okay with them starving. If you're okay with babies starving, then there's a serious problem with you being a human being. It's not okay. So it's not okay to support these people that are supporting this going on. Things need to change. And they're not going to change while you're sitting there being a bitch. Just saying.